Hello, good evening. Welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam has warned Ghana's program with the International Monetary Fund will be under threat if it fails to meet some tax obligations. He is therefore urging the Ghana Revenue Authority to be proactive in addressing any gaps in line with its revenue generation. The minister said this at an engagement with the commissioners of the Ghana Revenue Authority during a meeting today.
Achieving and exceeding the targets is also critical to the success of the IMF Extended Credit Facility Program. We cannot afford to miss our commitments under the program, because the consequences will not be good for our country. So, Commissioner General, I take this opportunity to reiterate to you and your team the 3 key priorities that you have assured us that you will achieve under the program. Number 1 is cleaning of the GRA taxpayer register, which should be done by end June 2024. Number 2 is to complete data migration from all existing portals to the ITAS, or ITAS, as other people call it. And number 3, to operationalize the major modules: registration, returns filing, and payments in the system, and processes needed to be completed prior to that. All these need to be put in place by end December 2024. I expect that your team works assiduously to honor these obligations and on time. Attaining these and other targets, as well as benchmarks, will speak to and reinforce our commitment to stay the course on the IMF program. This will continue to improve business sentiments and have a positive spillover effect into other areas.
Now, price of diesel is now getting closer to 14 cedis per litre. This was after the leading oil marketing firms adjusted their prices at the pumps. More in this report.
Market leader GHs is selling a litre of diesel at 13 Ghana cedis, 99 pesos, whilst Total Energies is selling a litre of diesel at 13 Ghana cedis, 95 pesos. The price per litre for diesel had been reduced in recent times, and that was linked to the city's marginal stability against the dollar last year, so there's a recent introduction in prices of finished petroleum products on the international market. However, it appears that is changing based on the recent challenges with the Ghana cedi. But these are the prices that I've seen for just 2 of the leading oil marketing firms. However, Joy Business understands that other major oil marketing firms might be quoting similar values for diesel at the pumps very soon. Some of the oil marketing firms have started increasing prices of petroleum products at the pumps from over the weekend. This is in line with the 2-week review in prices of petroleum products. The National Petroleum Authority had told Joy Business that they expect prices to go up by more than 5% this week. This might be one of the highest increment in fuel prices in recent times. This can be linked to the spike in crude oil prices on the international market, decision by the oil marketing companies to increase their margins, and the city's sharp depreciation against the US dollar earlier this month. Others are worried about the impact of this development and the possible increase in transport fares. This is because the transport operators have warned that they will push for an increase in fares if prices of petroleum products goes up on the local market, coupled with the emission levy that government has started implementing.
Reacting to the development energy strategies, Dr. Yusuf Suleiman called for the establishment of local strategies to cushion consumers from the impact of the geopolitical tension on the international market.
What the global community is now looking at is containment. Because as we speak now, apart from the center of the war, which is within Israel, Hamas, within the Palestine-Israel region, we have about 3 to 4 fronts that are open. Syria is one, Iraq is one, but the most of it, or that is having impact on what we are feeling today, is what is happening within the Red Sea, and it's also linked to the war in Gaza. These are all rippling effects, and that's what players or analysts were afraid of. Unfortunately, it has come to stay, and it has come to, it has come to hit the market. And why is it particularly having impact on the prices as we have? Pius, if you notice, and that's how come we always call for the fact that we need to have local strategies. Local strategies are very important because if you don't have control over these international dynamics, when they hit, it is only the robustness and the resilience of your local strategy that will help you. Unfortunately, we don't have them, or the hours look very weak. What is impacting is the fact that the Red Sea, that is a choke point leading to Suez Canal. It controls about, let's say, 15% of global trade route, and that's quite huge globally. About 15%. Huge of this has to do with hydrocarbons. So as we speak now, ships are made to divert for abundance of caution because we still have attacks within the Red Sea. So that has elongated the journey to over some thousands of nautical miles. And in this business, any increment, even a single day in the journey of the travel of a commodity from the starting point to the destination will have huge impact on what the commodity sells. And so Pius, directly, that is what is feeding onto the high cost of diesel, onto the high cost of petrol that we have at the moment.
Now, the Ghana Stock Exchange has listed the first series of a 600 million cedis bond raised by manufacturing firm Kasapreko Company Limited onto the fixed income market. Now, the first series, which is 150 million cedis, has been 100% subscribed as the single largest capital raise on the market. Now, the fund is expected to be used for expansion projects and other programs outlined by the company in its long-term agenda. Here's more.
This move by Kasapreko to list the bond on the fixed income market underscores its commitment to growth and operational excellence within Ghana's vibrant economic landscape. The first tranche of 150 million cedis, which was listed today, makes it the single largest capital raised on the market by a local manufacturing firm. Managing Director for Kasapreko, Richard Ejay, is confident that the move will accelerate growth for the company.
And we felt the Ghana Stock Exchange is giving businesses the opportunity to come into the market, open up and get cheaper funded and more sustainable funded. That's the main reason why we came to the stock exchange. And for us, many Ghanaian companies wouldn't want to open up and be public, but we believe that being a public company is more sustainable and in terms of growth also supports growth better. So that's the main reason why we came onto the Ghana Stock Exchange.
How was the journey? I mean, being able to raise such an amount in such a tough economic environment?
I think that the journey has been okay. I believe that the market was waiting for a corporate company to come onto the capital markets.
Time now for Entrepreneur in You, and knowing your run rate is, as an entrepreneur, is critical to the growth of every business or person, hence the need to assess your run rate before embarking on projects on fundraising. Now, in today's episode of Entrepreneur in You, Dr. Maxwell Ampon shared more light on why you should know your run rate as an entrepreneur.
Hello. Imagine you are planning a road trip with a fixed amount of fuel in your car. You need to know how far you can go without fuel, right? This is quite similar to a concept in business that we call run rate, and it's something that every entrepreneur should know. In simple terms, your run rate is like how far your car can go before it runs out of fuel. But instead of fuel, you're talking about money. For an entrepreneur, it tells you how long you can keep your business running with the money that you have right now. Let's say you're running a small business or a project and you have 10,000 Ghana cedis in your bank account right now, but every single month you spend 1,000 Ghana cedis. Your run rate is then the 10,000 Ghana cedis that is in your account divided by the 1,000 Ghana cedis, making 10. Then you add the time, which is the months, it becomes 10 months. So your run rate is now 10 months. This means you can run the business or the project for 10 months before you run out of cash. Understanding your run rate is important for two main reasons. For the entrepreneur, that is you, it's like a fuel gauge for your business. Knowing your run rate helps you plan better. You know when it's time to start looking for more money, just like how you plan fuel stops on a long trip with your friends or on a long journey. It's also a great way to check if you're spending money wisely. If your run rate is shorter, you might need to find other efficient means of spending money, or you might want to find ways and means of making your money last longer. That said, your run rate is also important to the people that you're asking for money from, which is your investors, your funders. When people invest in your business, they want to know that it's a good decision that they made. Your run rate helps them see how you manage your money. A longer run rate shows that you are more careful with your money, which might make a lot of investors more comfortable investing in you than the next guy. Aside that, it also helps investors gauge the time that they would give you money. If a business is really good, or your idea is really juicy and an investor wants to still come along, letting an investor in on your short run rate might let them invest sooner rather than later to help you keep going. So for anyone running a business, whether a big business or a small business, understanding your run rate is like knowing how much fuel you have left. It is essential to keeping your journey smooth and knowing when to refuel. And for people looking to invest, it's a way to see if the journey is worth you joining on board. You know, I wouldn't join a car even if I had the money for the fuel, knowing very well that we'll run out of fuel before we reach the next refueling station. So keep this in mind, whether you're starting your own business or considering investing in someone else's dream. Until next time, keep well.
Entrepreneur in You comes your way every weekday here on Prime Business. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Thanks so much for your company. Prime Sports is next.